unique culture and traditions of Japan have been shaped by nature, climate, and people over the century. Japan's history and cultural heritage, both tangible and intangible, have been preserved and shared from generation to generation. From iconic treasures to little-known gems in remote locations, each site has its own distinct story. It's time to explore the real Japan.
This online teaser trip is going to present one facet of Japan today. You'll find something that is of great interest in Japan. We're going to be telling the true story of the Murakami Sea Lords. Now, the word Sea Lord in this case has a double meaning. The Murakami ruled the ocean wave, but they also found a way to profit from their expertise. They actually controlled these islands, a space between Honshu and Shikoku. One of the key things, that the reason why they could do it, was their ability, and it's also in their own words, except I've turned it into a phrase in English, they were able to ride the tide. So we're approaching one of the islands, and as you can see, as the tide turns, it moves in, it moves out, the currents are ferocious. As the tides could be extremely dangerous, depending on the time of day, they needed to know when they would be dangerous and when it would be safe. And it was through this kind of knowledge that, well, they were able to leverage this kind of knowledge to predict the tides. They actually required passing ships to respect what they regarded as the rule of law. They would do this whether the ship was carrying a feudal lord or a merchant, it could be anybody, but they took payments from the ships that passed, and in exchange they would help to guarantee safe passage through the treacherous waters. What do we actually call this marine force that was operating in the Seto Inland Sea in those days? Now, Kaizoku, if you translate that into English, it's pirates. Suigun, that's more like a marine force or a navy. And these two words have very different resonances in Japan. One group of people in Japan these days refers to them as the Murakami Suigun. Another refers to them as Murakami Kaizoku. And each side has its own reasons for that. Well, I'll leave it up to you, but you can see that in Japan, definitely there is a great wish not to use the word pirate with regard to the Murakami. And I think that their level of culture underlines the fact that they were a very special presence in Japanese history. And I would just mention that there were other Suigun active in the Seto Inland Sea. These are the most famous, the Murakami Suigun. But again, once you start delving a little bit deeper into Japanese culture in this respect, you'll find similar phenomena that did slightly different roles.